Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Whether you're in need of a website, domain or online store, make your next move with Squarespace. Over the last 4 years of making videos about film photography, I've tried my fair share of different cameras. Normally, I only own a camera for a fairly brief period of time, as I trade it on to try something new. In this series, I'm going to be giving you a look through my personal camera collection, the ones that didn't get stuck on eBay. Yet. I'm going to shoot a roll through each one and give you an overview of why I think it's worth owning. Welcome back to the series where me, professional camera owner, owns cameras. This week I was going to show off this Leica. The weather, not too permitting. It's rained pretty much non-stop. So instead of sending this thing out, I've decided to use the camera which I would be happy to send out into any conditions. It's the beer can camera. So I took this camera out for an incredibly wet walk, and I really didn't have much subject matter to shoot. What I think this camera is perfect for is photos of parties. It's the perfect thing to take along to an event and take photos of strangers or friends, because it always sparks an interesting conversation or reaction, and then normally you get a great portrait because of that prior conversation. Unfortunately, with world events, I can't do any party photos right now, but what I can offer you is some photos of me looking very happy in the rain. One of the greatest things about this camera is just how simple it is to use. You can hand this camera to anyone who hasn't used it before, and they won't struggle at all to take a good photo. There's only really 3 things you can do. You can choose whether you want to have the flash on or off, you can press the button to take a photo, and you can wind on the film. That's it. So you can't really go wrong. And I have to say that just like the design of the camera is so clever. The way they've actually utilized the can aspect is pretty clever. My favorite part is how you rewind the film. You pull up the ring pull tab and then it changes from advanced to rewind. And it's just like little things like this. They didn't have to do that. And I feel like little things like that really sell how cool this camera is. Hello and welcome to George's mega tour of London's coolest spots. Come with me. And this may just look like a regular wall of a garden home, but this door is the coolest thing ever. I wonder what's behind there. We also just realised there's actually another door up there, which we can kind of see open. So 2 for the price of 1, even cooler. So unsurprisingly, or I mean maybe surprisingly to you, shouldn't be though, it doesn't take the best photos. It's just not ever going to produce a high quality image. There's only 1 shutter speed, there's only 1 focus distance, there's only 1 aperture. It's pretty much just a disposable camera in a fancier box. And as for a rule of thumb, any of these cameras which have this kind of 1 setting kind of use, I like to use a higher ISO film, so a 400 or a 800, because this just gives you more kind of room for it to mess up the exposure. So for all these photos, I used Ilford HP5. So right as I was finishing this roll, I was trying to take some photos in the dark, and the flash just stopped working. The light indicator saying that it was ready to go was still coming on, but the flash just wasn't firing. So that's probably a bit of a con. Might be not the best made camera and not the most reliable, but to be honest, at the end of the day, even if this camera stopped taking photos at all, I'd still be happy to own it because it just looks cool, like it's a great ornament or a party piece. So if the photos that come out of it aren't perfect, that's not really the point for me. So while it may not be the best camera that I own, I reckon it's in for a good shot of being the most interesting. It's incredibly unique and attention-grabbing, and to be honest, I don't hate the photos it takes. But what it does lack in photo taking, it easily makes up for in conversation starting. So, would I recommend it? Absolutely. I think this is one of the coolest things that I own, which is pretty high regard, so yeah, I like this one. It's cool. And finally, I'd like to thank Squarespace again for sponsoring this video. If you're thinking of buying a new domain, maybe starting a blog, an online store, or a new website, maybe you want to build a photography portfolio, Squarespace is the perfect place to do so. They've got an amazing variety of different themes to get you started, and you definitely don't need any prior web building experience to build a really professional looking website. There's so many different features and they've got amazing customer support. And in my opinion, having a website is pretty much essential. If you want to show off your creative work, having a portfolio is definitely the best way to do that. Having a portfolio that's off of social media and it's your complete own playground to display it how you want, the quality you want, the layout that you want, to me that's just unrivaled. And if you want to come across as professional, it's pretty much required. So if you don't have a portfolio, or maybe you've been neglecting yours and want to freshen it up, why not do so with Squarespace? You can follow the link in the description and use code negativefeedback to get 10% off your order. So, what are you waiting for? Go and build yourself a lovely new website today. And finally, thanks for watching this video. Probably there'll be another one next week, and the week after that, and hopefully the week after that. Who knows? New video soon.